number one, you want to look for other investors. So realtors are a good resource. Realtors know good contractors. They work with investors that use these contractors. So realtors are one source in your area. Another is going to be other investors, and you can find them through local investor groups. You can find them through meetup.com, meetup investor groups. You can find them on Facebook groups. Then you have your local home builders association. So a lot of contractors are listed on there, and some areas have what's called the Remodelers Council, where they have a group through the Home Builders Association that are just remodelers. And a lot of contractors really specialize in working with investors, because investors that do multiple projects can be a great client for a general contractor. So that's how you find them. So how do you get them done on time, on budget, and have a good long-term relationship with the general contractor that you can count on? Number one, you got to be easy to work with. So you need to make sure that you give them clear direction and no uncertain terms, exactly what you expect and when, and then you hold them accountable. You are the leader. You are there to serve everybody on that job, the contractors, suppliers, vendors, your clients, everybody involved in the process, the title companies and closing attorneys, the banks, lenders, everybody you're working with. They're all looking to you to give them everything they need to be able to do their job, to be able to perform their task, and to bring the project home successfully. So once you have found the general contractor and or subcontractors, if you're looking for, you're doing a smaller flip and you're just doing paint, kitchen, things like that, you can hire those trades yourself for smaller projects. But when you're doing bigger projects, you want a turnkey general contractor, or if you're doing volume, you want a turnkey general contractor. Also, building supply companies, not Lowe's and Home Depot, but professional building supply companies are a good place to find contractors. So anyways, once you've found them, you want to make sure you give them the clear direction. And that means you need to be organized, efficient, and dialed in. So you need to have all of your selections ready to go, all of your specifications ready to go. And you want to have a clear scope of work, which the general contractor and subs can help you develop. And if you're buying a property and you're less than experienced with construction and home repair issues, hire a home inspector. They can develop a list of items and a scope of work for you in terms of the things that need to be fixed. Now, they're not always great judges of quality. They can tell you what's wrong and what's right with the house or property and help you develop a scope of work that needs to be done. So you want a clearly defined scope of work, all the details, as detailed as possible in terms of scope of work. And then you want to have all your finishes, your fixtures, your colors, cabinets, countertops, tiles, roofing, siding, windows, doors, door locks, everything. You want to make sure you've got it all dialed in. And if you're doing a lot of flips, you can systemize this, put it all into what's called a submittal, so that you can just send that to the general contractor and you can get those from your vendors. So your light fixtures, your plumbing fixtures, door hardware, you get all that from Home Depot, Lowe's, professional building supply companies. They will give you what's called a cut sheet. It's a submittal that lists pictures of all of the light fixtures, plumbing fixtures, door hardware, all that, and the manufacturer's name, number of the product number, all that kind of stuff. So that makes it really easy when you turn that over to the general contractor. They have all of that information that they can price the job out completely and thoroughly. They know exactly what you want and what you need and what you're looking for. So there's no questions, no issues and all that. So that's one way. The other way is you want to be easy to work with when it comes to payments. You want to make sure that when the work is done, you pay them according to the contract and you uphold your end of the bargain. And you want to be realistic in your expectations. Don't show up when something's half finished and expect it to be done, and understand the process, understand the timeline, agree on a realistic, efficient timeline so that everybody's on the same page, and then hold everybody accountable to it. So those are the ways that you can find a good turnkey general contractor or subcontractors, and you can hold them accountable. And this is how you be easy to work with and agreeable when it comes to working together to develop that long-term partnership. And then also with payments, don't pay in advance. Make sure you pay when the work is done. Get lien waivers signed before you turn that check over so that everybody's on the same page that the work is done, has been paid for. Nobody's going to come back and try to file a lien. And if a contractor that signs a lien waiver doesn't pay their employees or vendors, well, that's on them, because you have the lien waiver so that it makes you lien proof and bulletproof when it comes to defending anybody trying to file a lien on the property. Because if you pay a contractor and they don't pay their subs and suppliers, they can put a lien on the property. And if you haven't got a lien waiver, you still have to pay those vendors and subs and employees. And you want to make sure that you've got that all dialed in. You have your paperwork and lien waivers in place, and you protect yourself. Do not pay in advance. Only pay once the work is done and approved. You can approve it yourself, or you can hire a third party to do inspections, construction inspections, to make sure the work is done. And if a contractor is asking for money for materials in advance or separately, you just want to find a contractor that can front the project, front the work, and just tell them, look, I'll pay you the minute you're done. I just want the work done first. So that's how you control the general contractor contractor, control the workflow. Once they get the money, then the incentive is off to show up and get the job done. Unfortunately, that's how it works, and that's the only real leverage you have in the project is the cash flow. So that is general contractors, where to find them, how to find them, and how to hold them accountable, and how to develop a good long-term relationship. Do what you say you're going to do, hold them accountable to make sure they do what they say they're going to do, and everybody will be happy.